The Truth of Girls.
Hi everyone. Just recently a woman was mauled to death in Pointe-aux-Trembles, which is like a borough of Montreal, by a pit bull. And the reaction of the city government has been to swiftly promise that they're implementing some laws to ban pit bulls. Okay, I'm not here to tell you like how pit bulls are like equal to chihuahuas and how they're all nice and gentle. It's not about that. What I want to talk about is whether what they're going to do is going to actually accomplish anything. Because what's the point of passing a law if it doesn't serve any purpose? Okay, so their plan would be to ban any new pit bulls. Existing ones would have to be registered, neutered, muzzled in public, and there would have to be a home visit to assess each owner. As in, are you a fit person to own a pit bull? Which, how are you going to know that? By coming into someone's home for a visit. Okay, we all want to be safe, right? But the question is, would this kind of legislation actually make people safer, or would it just give them a false sense of security? To analyze this, I looked at some statistics. Now, in America, there were 88 dog bite deaths from 2006 to 2008. Pit bulls accounted for 59%. So, you know, you have some alarming statistics like that. And also in bite statistics, and in Canada as well, the pit bulls are overrepresented in aggressive acts. For this video, I'm not going to talk about America, though. I'm just going to talk about Canada because we are talking, after all, about Montreal, which is in Canada. Okay, so would this kind of legislation prevent bites, and would it prevent deaths? Because this is what's important, right? As for deaths, in Canada there are 1 to 2 dog bite deaths per year on average. Some interesting facts surrounding dog bite deaths. Between 1990 and 2007, there were 28 dog bite deaths in Canada. 11 were on reserves, 11 were in rural, and 2 were on uninhabited islands. 24 out of 28 were out in remote or rural areas. So what would banning a dog breed in the city do to prevent dog bite deaths when almost none of the deaths are happening in cities to begin with? You know what? When you start to see the maybe more the truth of the matter, or the bigger picture, when you look at all the facts surrounding deaths and bites, such as that they happen out in the middle of nowhere. Who are the victims? Over 85% are children. You kind of have this impression, like this fear, oh, I don't want to take my child out in public, somebody might come down the street with a pit bull and might attack and kill my child. But the reality is that that's not how it's happening. Quite a lot of the attacks were by dog packs, some of them just roaming dog packs out in the country. For the rest, usually it happened in the home, or like with the dog that the people knew, either their dog or a dog they'd taken in, or a relative's dog. So muzzling dogs in public probably wouldn't do much at all to change statistics for bites or deaths, because most of this is happening in people's homes with their own dogs. Usually it's a kid with a dog, usually a dog that they know, and the kid is unsupervised. Breeds of dogs in Canada responsible for attacks during this period, 1990 to 2007. 1 American Staffordshire Terrier, which is aka pit bull, 3 husky lab, 3 Rottweiler, 4 sled dog, 1 Rottweiler shepherd, and 7 mixed dogs. So, I mean, when you see how many huskies and sled dogs are involved, you got to kind of wonder, well, then why aren't they talking about banning huskies and sled dogs? But, you know, of course they're not. All the focus is on this particular breed when they're not the ones causing most of the deaths. Okay, as for bites though, let's just say bites. I mean, we all have to admit, a pit bull bite is a lot different than a chihuahua bite. Does banning a particular type of dog breed decrease bites in a city? Well, Toronto banned pit bulls in 2004. It's true that bites by pit bulls have gone down. Like, they're not even in the top 10 anymore, as far as top 10 biters goes. But dog bites overall have gone up. And German Shepherds are in first place now. I mean, the thing is, and I saw the list, and some of the breeds that are on there now weren't even there 10 years ago. Because I think what it is that people who want a big dog are going to get a big dog. People want an aggressive dog are going to get an aggressive dog. You can't, you know, set up a situation where nobody's going to get bitten, mauled, or killed by a dog by banning a certain breed. I mean, it's proven it didn't work in Toronto. Did deaths go down since Toronto banned pit bulls in 2004? No. In Canada, there was 1 death in 2004, 3 in 2006, and 2 in 2007. So banning a type of dog in any municipality is not going to make any real difference in the big picture. Like I said, I mean, if you're looking at the deaths, it's mostly dogs in rural areas. It's sled dogs, it's huskies, stuff like that. So what goes on in the city really has no big impact. City dogs, it doesn't matter how big, how aggressive, whatever they are, they're usually on a leash. They're not roaming in packs around small children. So I tend to think that banning a pit bull will really just give people a false sense of security. The woman in Montreal who died was in her backyard, and a pit bull who was in someone else's house busted out through a hole in the fence into her yard and killed her. That is just complete freak accident tragedy. So it's, you know, it's like one incident like that happens and they decide to pass laws, which are going to cost money. Somebody's got to implement them. All this licensing and then home visits. Everybody's got to neuter their dogs. Probably a lot of people won't be able to afford it. They'll just ditch their dogs in a shelter. A lot of dogs will probably just be euthanized needlessly. Again, the muzzle issue. The muzzle issue. Most of the dogs that are doing the biting at home, and the victims are small children. So putting muzzles on dogs in public, it serves almost no purpose. You're still going to have dogs in the homes with kids, and sometimes the kids will be unsupervised and they'll still get bitten. So how is anything going to change? You know, it's not. So the only way anyone can come to any sensible conclusions about how to handle problems like dog bites is to actually look at the facts. You know, the facts are there in the statistics about who's getting bitten, where, and how it's happening. And as far as I can tell, banning a certain breed or muzzling dogs in public is probably going to do nothing to change this. Even the woman who was killed in Montreal, that dog was not in public when it happened. I mean, he was left at home in the backyard, and he busted out. So even a muzzle law wouldn't have prevented that death. The SPCA is fighting this pit bull ban, and I'm hoping that they win. It's just more nanny stating, right? It doesn't serve any real purpose, so I'm against it. Because where's the evidence? So let me know what you think. Thanks for listening to me. Thanks for giving me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.